All right, I think that's gonna be it. Time to get started on this Creed 3. What are you doing? I'm about to record a video.
That's why I made sure you are not recording.
What do you
anything Creed 3? Get up.
I'm about to record the Creed.
Just get up. Get up.
Where are you gonna
Move.
Okay. Nerve that guy. Hey moviegoers, this is the Movie Critic and welcome back to another movie review. Today the movie I'm going to be reviewing is Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut and the newest addition to the Creed franchise. Before we get into the video, I just want to make sure that you smack that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on the side to get information on videos in the near future. Now that I got that out of the way, let's get into the review of Creed 3. And action.
I need you to let go of your fear. Let go of the guilt. Let go of whatever was and walk into what is.
Still dominating the boxing world, Adonis Creed is thriving in his career and family life. When Damien, a childhood friend of Adonis and former boxing prodigy, resurfaces after serving time in prison, he's eager to prove that he deserves his shot in the ring after being away for years. To settle the score, Adonis must put his future on the line to battle Damien, a fighter who has nothing to lose. Yeah, that hurt. Getting into the things that I like about this film, the first thing that I liked about this film was its plot. The film does a great job in pacing itself with the story of Adonis as he is currently in the state of retirement trying to keep his title as world champion. On the family side of things, his now wife Bianca is a producer and songwriter for many artists worldwide, and together they gave birth to Amara. When everything seems right with the world, Damien comes into the picture, and seeing him invokes some sort of fear into Adonis. As his past has now caught up with him, he is now afraid to confront him. The plot between Adonis and Damien is the driving force of the film, and being in theaters, you could sense some sort of tension between the characters as Adonis feels guilty about something in which he knows Damien could just bring into the light with one or two sentences. And as the plot thickens, it's interesting to see everything crumble and resolve at the end, and it's all thanks to the actors and how they interact with each other on screen. Which makes me go into the second thing that I liked about this film, which was the character dynamics. Each character plays off of one another, with one of the most wholesome being the dynamics between Adonis and Amara. In the film, Amara was born deaf due to Bianca slowly losing her hearing, and due to the actual actress being deaf herself, it makes it even more special. Adonis and Amara would sign each other throughout the film, and those conversations always put a smile on my face. I would really love to see Amara develop much more in the next film, as she has interest in boxing, which means that Adonis coaching her would make a really great plotline. With Adonis and Bianca, they're as great of a couple as ever, and throughout the film, you can see that each of them want to build each other up to be the best that they can be. Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson have great chemistry at all times, and sometimes I fool myself into thinking that they were a couple in real life, but that isn't the case. There are other examples of good character dynamics between Adonis and his adopted mother, Marianne Creed, played by the magnificent Felicia Rashad, Bianca and Marianne Creed, Adonis and his boxing mentor for the film, Tony Evans. But the best character dynamic in the film, however, is between the two characters at the forefront of the film, Adonis Creed and Damien Anderson. Which makes me go into the third thing that I liked about the film, which was Damian Anderson, aka Jonathan Majors 2, Electric Boogaloo. Jonathan Majors has been on a roll these past few years, and he's slowly starting to become one of my favorite actors. The guy has so much range, and I respect it a lot. When I saw him in Quantumania, I thought he was great, but that some of the actors he was around weren't really pulling their own weight as much as he did. To be in a film where everyone around Majors was holding their own and creating engaging scenes whenever he appeared on screen was just great. Majors does a great job at playing an antagonist who has suffered for a long time and at any moment could just break. When Damian first appears on screen, he seems kind-hearted and happy to reunite with Adonis, his old friend, but there's that look in his eye that hints at something sinister and unforgiving. And Adonis knows that too. So when the time comes for Damian to reveal his true emotions to Adonis, the anger begins to show. Majors does a great job at channeling Damian's anger and letting it build and build and build until boom! It just turns into a full-on anime villain for the most part, and that is where Jonathan Majors shines. He's just a great at being a villain, but at the same time, the audience understands why Damian is that way. It's almost as if his interactions are justified in some ways, but of course not all the way. It's like there's a difference between being sympathetic and just straight sinister. I can't wait to see more of his work as he does a great job. Speaking of great job, that makes me go into my fourth favorite thing that I liked about the film, which was Michael B. Jordan's directing. When I first saw it directed by Michael B. Jordan on the trailers, I can't say I wasn't interested. It was one of the main reasons of why I wanted to see the film, as it seems there have been many actors in the past few years who had their first directorial debuts and did a great job, with examples being Regina King for One Night in Miami, Lin-Manuel Miranda for Tick Tick Boom, and now Michael B. Jordan for Creed 3. I genuinely feel that he knocked it out of the park with this film, and I don't think I'm alone in that statement. His way of direction is very creative, and there are some shots in the film where I'm just like, wow, that's some pretty good stuff. And I just hope that this isn't the last time we see him direct anything, because I feel as if he continues to work at it, he could really be a great director, because this movie is incredibly bold, especially when it comes to the boxing scenes. Oh yeah, oh, the boxing scenes. In saying that, my fifth favorite thing about this film was the boxing scenes. Holy moly! These boxing scenes were amazingly shot. I would like to give props to the cinematographer Craig Morgenthau, who also did the cinematography for Creed 2. During those boxing matches, I really did feel as if I was there in the boxing ring with the boxers as they threw punches at one another, examining each other's weak points and all. And I think it's safe to say that these scenes are some of the most innovative action scenes I've ever really seen. And with each punch and round passing by, the tension was felt in the theater, especially in the final boxing match between Adonis and Damian, which I believe solidified this movie into having one of my top 10 best scenes for the year. And it's only March. The last thing that I liked about this film was the legacy setup. One thing that I liked about this film is that it set up a legacy status for Adonis as he has made his way to the top of the world of boxing. With such an accomplishment, one question left to be answered is this: what is there left to do now? I mean, what is there left for Creed to do? What the film does throughout in response is set up a future plot line with Adonis' daughter, Amara, where she could possibly train to be a boxer just like her father. It hints to the audience that she has the fighting spirit just like her father, and the scenes that they share with each other when it comes to boxing is really nice and makes me want to see Amara grow as a character in the boxing world. Now, she's only so young, but that means that she has only so much room to grow from now to the future. Going into the things that I didn't like. The first thing that I didn't like about this film was its boxing tropes. With Creed 3 falling into the genre of boxing, it does mean that the film unfortunately falls short of having tropes that come with a boxing film. There is a plot line that deals with one of the characters that unfortunately leads to something tragic, making Adonis come to terms with the situation, only pushing him to go further. While it isn't a bad trope, it really could have been handled in a more interesting manner. However, the execution was decent enough. There's also dialogue choices that are a little tropey, but it's not a glaring issue that distracts the audience. Speaking of that, the second thing that I didn't like about the film was the glaring cinematography choices. While I enjoyed the cinematography and directing choices made for the film, there are certain choices made that I believe are rather distracting, or can take the audience out of the immersion of certain boxing scenes because of certain camera shots and POVs that occur. To me, I don't have any issues with the choices made for the fights, but I did find some shots confusing at the beginning, and as the movie progressed, the choices grew on me and I had a great time. But there is one glaring point in the film that left the audience members distracted, and it deals with a key character. Now, when I was going over my things I liked and things I didn't like, I didn't really want to put this in an area where I didn't think it, well, like I didn't like it. So I made a new category. The new category that I have for movies, some movies might have it, some movies might not, is the things I noticed. And the one thing that I noticed in this film that was a glaring issue for a good amount of fans of the Creed franchise and the Rocky franchise is the absence of Rocky Balboa. Now, for people who didn't notice about Creed 3, Rocky Balboa wasn't present in the film at all and is only mentioned once in dialogue between Adonis and Damon. Reasons as to why that is the case is because of things that happen behind the scenes with Sylvester Stallone and the producers, and it's an issue that has occurred for pretty much a long time. The situation is an unfortunate one, and Sylvester's lack of screen presence is definitely felt throughout the movie. But after 2 films, maybe it's for the best that they're moving on from the legacy character of Rocky, and is starting to build up the promising legacy of Adonis Creed. Creed 3 is a great addition to the overall story of Adonis Creed. With an engaging plot, heartfelt and intense character dynamics, a sinister performance from Jonathan Majors, intriguing camera work by Michael B. Jordan, and a nice setup for Adonis Creed to slowly build his legacy, this movie is an amazing movie theater experience. Michael B. Jordan started off on a strong note with his directorial debut, and I do hope he continues going down this path, as he holds a lot of potential to be even better. There are some issues in terms of formulaic boxing tropes and distracting camera choices from both the cinematographer and new director Michael B. Jordan, but my feelings for the film haven't changed. Although I know the absence of Rocky Balboa will be a major turnoff for many, as he is such an important figure in the franchise. While the influence of Rocky can never go away, usually when a legacy character like that lingers on, they start to become stale. Only when the cast of characters that surround them are able to handle the series on their own is when a franchise knows that they are able to move on without the legacy character, and I feel that this is the case for the Creed franchise this point forward. On the metal status ranking, I give Creed 3 a diamond status. And that is going to be it for this review. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. And if you're new here or you just haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. It's free. I mean, I won't do anything if you don't, but it'd be nice. And while you're at it, if you want to, leave a comment in the section below just about your thoughts about the film. Did you like the film? Did you like the cinematography? What did you think of Michael B. Jordan's directing? Did you feel the absence of Rocky? Let's start a conversation about it. I think that's going to be all for this video. Have a great day or night wherever you are, moviegoers. This is the Movie Critic, and that's a wrap.